This is an actual play. It's where the biggest nerds on the internet play Dungeons & Dragons, Draw Steel, or many other types of TTRPGs. But in actual plays, you never see what this guy is thinking. He's the DM. He's in charge of the dungeons, he plays the dragons, and he makes sure everyone doesn't break the rules. And this means you never know why the dragon killed a player. It means new DMs know what they're aiming for, but they don't know how to get there. So for the last 10 weeks, I've been recording myself running the game to show you what a real home game looks like.
Our story starts in the tiny village of Broadhurst in the barony of Dolrath.
But it doesn't. For the players, it started just now. But for the DM, you've probably been prepping for months when you run your first game. Some DMs spend years prepping before their first session. In actual plays, the game always starts with a bang. Everyone already knows each other, they know their characters, but that doesn't show the months of prep work that have gone into running the game before the first session. My golden rule for most sessions is for about every hour of prep I do, 4 hours of gameplay, I might do quite a lot of prep for a first session. But that's because stuff like the Babeeg, the town, the first quest, that might be more than one session's worth of work. I try to keep the first level of play in one town, so if I spend 2 hours on a town, that's only 20 minutes per session.
You guys are come to Broadhurst, a tiny village in the barony of Dolrath. There are rumours of bandits on the road and monsters prowling the nearby Silver Wood. There should be plenty of people in need of help. You've just arrived in the sleeping farming village, but so far no one seems willing to offer you more than a mumbled hello. You're sitting in the common room of the Featherbed Inn. Across from you, a 20-something scowling woman in gleaming plate mail chats with another human wearing robes, who looks to be in her late 50s. I'd like each of you to introduce your hero.
The next few lines of the adventure are going to hook the players. I think it's a really, really good hook.
The door of the inn slams open. A wild-eyed woman in her late 30s, wearing a soot-stained apron with a large gash on her head, rushes in. She falls to her knees for the armoured and robed humans. Please, my daughter, she was taken on the road by goblins. I know the Gilded Hand can help. The robed woman turns to her and goes, we don't work for free. She and the armoured companion look at the lady, still leaning on the floor, get up and walk out of the tavern. The bleeding, panicked mother turns to you, desperation on her face. I've nowhere else to turn. You must help me get my Violet back.
Some of the players immediately responded when Ashley just straight up ran in. Think having the Gilded Hand then just be we don't work for free. Setting up as oh, the bad guys won't work unless they're paid, implies to the players that they need to help without paying. And then Ashley directly looks at the players and goes, you're my only hope. That makes the players feel great because now they get to triple dip on being the good person. And they get to seem cooler than these other people. And right before that...
But so far, no one seems willing to offer you more than a mumbled hello.
If the players have been really invested and really listening, they're going to kind of go, oh, this is a chance to ingratiate myself with the people of Broadhurst. I think the key here is the fact that we have 3 different hooks that capture subtly different types of players.
Ashley, it's okay. I promise. We can help you get them. Get your daughter back.
They took her up near the. They took her away up near the ruin, the old temple to the Delium. What's the word? Haunted one. We were looking for some supplies that went missing up there. The leather's been late and all of that other stuff.
I know it's been abysmal, really, hasn't it?
We were walking past there and goblins jumped out and attacked us.
One moment. Can I touch you?
One moment. Why are we wasting time talking? Let's go.
Yes?
I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder and use Breath of Dawn Remembered to heal her a bit.
She's a commoner, so she goes back to full HP.
I let them heal the commoner. Rules as written in the system we're playing, that shouldn't be allowed. It's cool. The heroes would definitely heal her of her wounds there. Don't always have to play exactly by the rules. I know some people who I describe as a rules purist. These are people who think there is an objectively true interpretation of the rules and all ruling should be made to try and live up to that expectation.
You'll look around again. Are you all coming with us?
Oh yeah, you see how
Would you rather
those
stay
other
here?
people
I would
left?
have been already out the door if I knew where to go.
After about an hour of travel through the birch woods of the Silver Wood north of Broadhurst, Ashley leads you off the road and down a small overgrown footpath. He stops you just ahead of where a path opens into a clearing. A mossy stone doorway opens to a stairs leading down into the earth. Deep carved letters at the top of the doorway announce the name as Delius. Ashley points to the door and whispers, "That's where they took her."
Why would somebody take your daughter in there? Especially goblins.
I don't know. I hope it's not Queen Bug, not again.
Queen who?
I do hope it isn't.
Maybe.
Is that again?
Do you not remember the goblin that attacked us all those years ago?
No, my noggin's not right still.
Do you guys think you'll be able to take on some goblins? I don't really think I'm fit for fighting them. They nearly killed me last time and it was only a few rocks.
I may be a pretty boy, but I am known to be able to throw some hands when it's
Can you tell us a little bit more about the goblins?
I don't really know much.
Well, they took your daughter, right?
Oh, someone runs forward. Okay, 1
Do
second.
not move!
Why would I let one of the players ruin the scene like this? Violet is in danger, and the players are not really caring. They're joking around. I felt like that was a little out of character. So when a player ran forward, I was like, this is reasonable to one of the players to be like, let's make progress. Lippow has quite a high dex. I was kind of expecting them to hit their stealth test, and they didn't.
As you step forward, you, at the same time as they notice you, notice a group of goblins behind the little stone stairs. They're holding little cigarettes, right? And they're smoking them.
But the other reason is they were kind of mucking around, and I feel like any goblins worth their salt watching would notice that anyway. So the fact that the players weren't being very subtle, I was kind of thinking that they'd need some sort of role like this. I think I was pretty kind to let them sneak in anyway. Sometimes when the players are being stupid, you have to just let them be stupid. Like if they're not going to play smart, you don't have to make them play smart. You can let them play stupid. They will learn to play smart quickly if you kill their character. I don't condone that advice, but you know what I mean.
Someone's coming, and they're like stamping on the cigarettes.
Draw Steel, the system we're playing, has a different initiative system to Dungeons and Dragons. Instead of every character and monster rolling their own initiative, and then you take it in that order, instead what happens is at the start of the combat, players roll initiative, and if they roll higher than a 6, they go first, and if they roll 5 or lower, the monsters go first.
Rolling. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's you guys to go first then.
But that doesn't mean all of the heroes go, then all of the monsters go. It means a hero goes, and then a monster goes, and a hero goes, and then a monster goes. And this way, the players get to decide who goes in what order. So a lot of the times you might have an ability which is really useful to go first, and so the players pick that person to go first. And it means even if they roll a 20, you don't end up in that situation where you've got like the assassin rogue who has something really good they want to do on turn 1, but they only roll 1s on initiative and they never get to do it. They can just take the first turn.
That is a tier 3 echo. You take 5 damage. 4 into this tree, so they take 6 damage. No, 4 into the tree. They smash through the tree, take 5 damage, and die. 4 more goblins come running out of the tunnel. The mushroom one takes 5 damage, so what does that mean? Then the next one takes 5 damage, and then does the final one take extra damage?
Take an extra 2 damage.
And do you want to spend any of your free surges on any of these goblins?
Spend 1 surge.
1 surge, he dies.
Then the orange one, I'll spend 1 surge.
Still alive.
The other one, why not?
He dies. You spend all 3 of your surges. Huzzah! You won your first Draw Steel battle. This means each of you gains 1 victory. The stairs of the tomb descend into a chamber that glows orange thanks to a flickering brazier in the center of the floor. The light illuminates faded frescoes on the wall that shows starving, wounded humans drinking from an ornate silver chalice and turning into powerful, healthy warriors who battle a horde of demons. Many bedrolls lie scattered on the floor of this chamber.
He's gonna go in there and be like, I will give you 3 seconds to surrender and become in custody.
Wouldn't it be cool if we had some rules for negotiations here? There are ones in this book that the D&D tubers love, as we know, but they're a little bit loose. They don't have much kind of codified. And that's where the sponsor of today's video, Speak Carefully, comes in. Carefully is a new product for Draw Steel, but it works in any system that's designed to really flesh out the negotiation system and give you a lot more to do as the DM. It's built on the Draw Steel negotiation rules as a basis, but it adds so much more to do. It changes some of the base assumptions so that more players have to engage. It gives the person the players are negotiating with more to do. It's packed with so many abilities, really useful stuff, and it comes with a bunch of pre-created negotiations so you can kind of learn using them to learn how the system works and then make your own. Most importantly, there is a checklist in this product which is so good. Even if you don't really use the system, I think the checklist will genuinely help you run better negotiations. It's such a lovely product. The creator is such a nice person. They're from the brewery server. Very, very cool. So if you want to check it out, there's a link in the description. You can go get the product and you directly help the channel when you buy it.
We don't fear you, Orc. Our boss is bigger than you and furrier. And with that, they're going to start charging towards you. Can I get a Draw Steel, please?
This combat has some issues I've seen pretty much every time I've run it. And like, why do the heroes always end up retreating up these stairs? Have other people had this experience? Every time I run the adventure, what happens in this room is the heroes come down the stairs, they're big and like, oh, I'm gonna fight them. They run into the room, take the first turn, and then the goblins charge them and they're like, retreat, retreat up the stairs. I think it's a problem because it makes this combat very sloggy. Like, the heroes just end up having to, like, tank a bunch of damage and hit these goblins, which don't have many interesting abilities. They're just doing a lot of damage. And you don't get to play with the force movement into the pillars or the braziers until, like, kind of you're most of the way through. But I think fundamentally the issue is how this scene unfolds with the heroes kind of being in this weird state of the goblins sort of knowing they're there and sort of not knowing they're there could really help by making it more clear that the goblins downstairs don't know about them. Having the reinforcements who come out in the first encounter kind of be a little bit more happenstance. Maybe they're coming back from scouting. This adventure's completely fine with kind of happenstancey things happening, so I think that'll be totally fine. I think it can be fixed, and maybe it's also group dependent. Maybe I've just been unlucky that I've introduced newer groups to this adventure.
Huzzah!
Oh.
Huzzah!
Frescoes on the wall of this narrow hall show a fallen knight and a large silver chalice being carried by a procession of warriors into a tomb carved with the name Delius atop its entrance. The head of a goblin lies on the floor next to a presumably matching corpse.
I think this head matches the corpse.
Please don't play with the dead bodies.
Mahal, pause 1 second. Can you make me agility test, please?
Yes.
Bro just walked into danger.
It depends on like what kind of agility test, because I could argue alertness.
This is the use case of alertness. Go for it. Oh,
Tier
tier 3. You only take 4 damage. You can now see there's a slit in the wall on either side, and there's a scythe that swings down. You would now have an edge to attempt, because you've been hit by it, to make the agility test to disarm it.
Oh, after that, maybe we should keep this head to throw and see what else happens.
No.
It works!
The triggering effect, if you throw the head, nothing happens. The triggering effect is a pressure plate.
Well, I can try to disarm it.
It's an
Go for it.
agility test to disarm it.
Tier 1.
On tier 1, you trigger the trap. Can you make me that agility test with the alertness skill again?
Yes.
Ooh.
Tier 1.
You take 7 damage. You now have a double edge to try and disarm the trap.
Oh my god.
Well,
I'm gonna go back into the hallway and grab another dead body from the goblins.
That's not
I
me!
feel like I'm-
it is now safe to pass. A painted red skull glows on the ground, throbbing with an angry light. A dozen stone coffins lie tucked against the east and west wall of the room. To the north, a statue of a proud human warrior holding a spear is built against the wall. To the side of it, an inscription reads, "Once this falls, the battle is lost." A sinister muffled chanting comes from the wall behind the statue.
We...
Go into the room.
Do we push the statue? It says once it falls!
Their battle, they'll lose. It's not us.
They lose their stance, they lose, but
I think kings?
I can talk to the dead because I'm just so incredible. Goblins, and ask them what the whole deal is. Maybe they could say something.
Do you want to ask one of the goblin bodies on the pressure plate next to you?
Yes!
Please make sure you use the one who we didn't kill.
I whisper into the body to like get them to rise up. The two halves act like they're still one. Hello, my good friend. Could you tell us the way this room works up ahead?
Who are you? Did you kill Vorgash?
No, I did not kill Volgash.
Make a present test.
Oh my god, it's tier 3.
Before, I knocked my head, I think. They were going to turn on the skull for protection. They headed in to start the ritual.
Are you aware of how we can turn it off?
It only attacks people in the room.
Oh, okay, thank you, my good sir. I hope you have a beautiful slumber.
We still have asked them how we get past the statue.
Sorry, my friend. I have to talk to you again.
Who are you? Where's Vorg? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
How do we get past the statue in the room?
It's a human word you have to say. You have to say checks notes, valiance, or valor.
I think courage is our best bet.
As you charge across the room, you yell courage, I assume, and the door swings open. Just because I want you to realize what you've managed to skip. These guys rise up. You charge directly into the next room. There was a point where one of the players just walked into the room and I moved their token back. I could have let the encounter start, just like I did with Blip Pow earlier. The heroes were getting a little bit low, something called recoveries, which is how they heal in this game. And I was worried that if they had this fight with the undead, they could die, because this fight is brutal if the heroes don't go for the encounter objective. But in this scene, I didn't want them to have the encounter. I wanted them to engage with the puzzle, and I didn't want to let one of the players who wasn't engaging in that puzzle prevent the other players from dealing with that puzzle. And I'm really glad that I didn't just let it become another fight, particularly because then you'd have had, 4 fights in a row? I think this room being a puzzle is a much better use of the room. And by doing that, it meant they could run through, they could skip it, they could feel smart, they feel like they got one over on the adventure. And what it also allowed me to do was prevent one of the worst outcomes in the final room. Because they just charged through, it meant the other room was surprised, and that is useful because this final room has some pretty major problems, and one of the big ones is stakes. And stakes, along with
running the adventure as written is one of the problems we're going to see a lot through this video and the future videos in this series. And it's really down to the fact that Violet only has 8 HP and she takes 2 damage per round. And that sounds really bad until you realise the average draw steal in combat takes 3 rounds if it's hard. And this combat doesn't even take that much. The goal of this combat is to kill Vorgash and save Violet. And you can pretty easily save Violet round 1 and kill Vorgash round 2. The main issue with this encounter is that because of that, what typically happens is the melee guys like charge into battle, get Violet out, kill Vorgash, and then the minion goblins and the smaller goblins like run forward and attack the hero's back line. And this makes this room really deadly. And by giving the players surprise as they charge through the tunnel, it meant we could prevent that by making this encounter a little bit easier and over faster. Because I don't think this encounter is good when it lasts a long time.
Cole, you are dealing with things you do not understand. You will take at least 3 damage from the 4 goblin warriors and we'll...
They all take 5 damage.
Cool. So the spine cleavers all die on impact.
So I should push him there.
Augie's getting a little zappy.
When a creature touches the ward, any force movement currently affecting them ends if they had hit a wall. They take 3 lightning damage and are teleported 5 squares away into an unoccupied space of your choice. I want you to know that you guys chose where you could start, so when I do this, don't get too mad. I'm going to do blistering elements in a burst 3. So that's everyone except for Siobhan. Tier 1. Take 5 corruption damage.
Bucky's gonna take her maneuver first, and it's gonna be fire breath. A rain of fire with 8 damage. If your companion is in the area, they deal fire damage equal to their intuition score to each target.
So, imagine it is he ran up, he started doing the kinetic thing, went, and then while his arms were gone, he sort of did a weird hug.
And then I will spend 5 essence on Test of Rain.
Okay, Daniel, I just want you to know you've spent more essence than Vorgash has hit points.
So the party escapes. They get some cool rewards. One of them gets the title of Violet's Saviour. And they get some fun info from a goblin.
Goblin looks at the surrounding you guys and goes, "Hello there. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement. I have a packet of cigarettes. You could each have one if you like, for freedom."
I take the packets of cigarettes.
What exactly were you trying to do down here?
Open the staircase.
Why?
The Queen said a magical cup that will turn even a lowly goblin like me into a powerful warrior. And she told us to search for it. But the lower levels were sealed with magic. We captured a human, and we were gonna sacrifice them.
You were going to sacrifice them for Queen Bargnot?
Yes, for Queen Bargnot. She's coming back for revenge.
Coming back?
Yes, she was driven out of this area, and she's back because she doesn't like the people of Broadhurst. She's back for revenge.
Where is Queen Bargnot hiding?
I don't know. She was searching for a new base, and she left us here to open the staircase.
I wanted to know if the lightning was there anymore.
You can finish if you want. You can finish the goblin's ritual. All the goblins have papers that describe it. You can tie Violet back up and continue the sacrifice.
No.
Does it have to be Violet?
We are not sacrificing the goblin either.
You can sacrifice the goblin if you can convince Daniel, but I will give you no hero tokens for the rest of the game.
Yeah, we're not very heroic at that point.
Cool.
Next time, on Adelian 2, we will look at Act 2 of the adventure and how a combination of bad play, bad running, and bad prep almost killed the entire adventure. And so if you want to see that, subscribe and ring the little bell icon. And if you're feeling really generous, you can join one of the people on screen now and sign up on the Patreon to support this video and many other videos and pay for stuff like this microphone, which is allowing us to film in this new location today. Thank you very much for watching.